Here we have the limit as x tends to 0 of 4 plus sine x divided by the cosine of the quantity x plus pi. I believe this is another one where we can just substitute in the value for x, the value of c for x. So this should be 4 plus sine 0 over cosine of 0 plus pi, which is just pi. Now the sine of 0 is 0, so that's going to give us 4 in the numerator, and the cosine of pi is negative 1, so I believe that that is negative 4. Here we have the limit of a piecewise defined function. So we have the limit as x tends to negative 2 from the right of f of x, where f of x is defined to be 5x plus 1 for x is greater than negative 2, and it's defined to be x squared for x is less than or equal to negative 2. So not only is this a piecewise defined function, but it's a one-sided limit. So this superscript of plus up here means that we want to look at the limit from the right. So in other words, we're looking at values of x that are bigger than negative 2. Well, that means that we're looking at this line of the definition of the function. So to find this limit, of f of x, what we're going to look at is the limit of 5x plus 1. What happens when x is less than negative 2 has no effect on this limit. So if we substitute in the negative 2, I think we're going to get negative 10 plus 1, which is negative 9. Here we have the limit as x tends to negative 1 from the left of x plus 2 over x plus 1. So again, this means since x is approaching negative 1 from the left, that means we are interested in values of x that are less than negative 1. Well, if we try to substitute in negative 1 for x, what we're going to get is 1 over 0. Remember that that is our indication that we need to be looking at, we need to be thinking of a vertical asymptote. So what's going to happen is that the one-sided limit is going to be either positive infinity or negative infinity. We just don't know which one yet. We need to do a sign analysis. So if x is less than negative 1, so there's negative 1, so we're talking about x is down here, but not much less than negative 1, so don't stray too far. If you substitute in the value for x that's less than negative 1, but close to negative 1, what sign is the numerator going to be? What sign is the denominator going to be? Well, the x is close to negative 1. That means that the numerator is going to be close to negative 1 plus 2. So I'm thinking negative 1 plus 2, and that's a positive 1, right? So the numerator is positive. What about the denominator? Well, if we substitute in a value of x less than 1, and then add 1 to that, well, this is still going to be negative. That denominator is still going to be negative. So we've got a positive numerator and a negative denominator. A positive number divided by a negative number is negative, and so that tells us that the answer is negative infinity.